As you can see, the Lakers are not done talking, but nothing's going to go anywhere. Let's just be honest about the trade deadline. That's what we have to look for next, but they may not be making any moves this year. The Lakers and the Pacers were engaged in talks again. This is from Shams Charania, obviously a highly credited NBA analyst, and basically it went nowhere. The Lakers are not going to give up these 2 picks, so they're going to be going in here to training camp, and I'm going to discuss exactly from a Hooper's perspective what the Lakers and us fans can expect will happen. There's going to be news stories starting to fly out of the gym. There's going to be incredible competition going on. We're going to break down what I truly feel will happen during training camp with the team that's currently rostered. We will bring up shot charts. We will go through who will make the starting positions. And at the end, you guys will vote on it. In fact, I threw a huge poll out there, and we're going to discuss what you guys ranked the top backcourt for the Lakers. I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a Hooper's perspective. And if you love that kind of content, then make sure you dunk that like button and you subscribe so that you never miss a thing. So I polled you guys so far with 535 votes out there. Over 40% of you are saying the starting backcourt should be Schroder and Beverly. Now, obviously, I've done some videos on the backcourt, and we already discussed this in length with shot charts, so you guys can go back and watch that. But I want to bring up a lot of your comments, and I want to talk about this list real quick. So I asked you, hey, Hoopers, what Lakers backcourt do you want to see at the start of the season? 22% of you said Nunn and Beverly. 41% said Schroder and Beverly. 7% was Reeves and Nunn. The Westbrook and Beverly, which is what everybody's anticipating, only 21% of you, and 8% were other. What were the other comments? Let's check that out. All right, so the first one that I see here is Reeves and Nunn will be the best pairing. Both complete players. Any matching with Reeves will work. So there's a few of you in here who definitely believe in Reeves. I do too. There is a new video that I'll be shooting here soon talking about the relationship of Reeves and LeBron in the offseason. I think he's going to be an absolute bonus player for the Lakers this year. Mark also says, I want a starting lineup of Anthony Davis, LeBron, Bryant, Reeves, and Nunn. Good defense and efficient on offense. No weak spots. You guys comment down below. With that starting 5, do you find any weak spots? Next, wow, the Russ game must not be fitting the LA system. I put a poll out there with a lot of other backcourts, not with Westbrook, because, look, the most benefit that the Lakers could see this season would be a Russell Westbrook coming off of the bench. Now, here in a second, we're going to talk about going into training camp and the 3 phases of training camp that I see happening. So you really don't want to miss that, because we will be breaking down the psychology of it. But this backcourt battle is going to be something for the ages. And I really feel like, bringing Russell Westbrook off of the bench, letting him run the second string, letting him run his position where LeBron's not crowding that, and he will be an actual better player for the Lakers organization. John says Kendrick Nunn is a bucket. I think that's true. I've done a lot of videos on him. Duran says, I would start in the backcourt Russell and Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the big guy Bryant. Real quick, comment down below. Who do you feel should start or is the better center, Damian Jones or Bryant? So Bryant has, a little bit more credibility. He's been playing better, with the Wiz and all that. But Damian Jones had some flashes last season, and he is super lengthy. He kind of reminds me of a JaVale McGee, a guy who can get his hand on a lot of rim protecting shot blocks. So I really like Jones. The next one would be Reeves and Beverly, and then the next one, Beverly and Reeves, and then the next one, Beasley and Beverly. We don't quite have Beasley. And Kendrick Nunn will be better shooting guard than a point guard. So Kendrick Nunn, every game that he's ever played has been at the point guard spot. He's never played that shooting guard, but I do feel like if you remember the Cavaliers situation with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving is the bona fide point guard. The NBA doesn't truly have positions anymore, especially with a 4-out 1-in offense. But, this is something, yes, you could actually make Kendrick Nunn a shooting guard per se, and he is a knockdown shooter. Now, I've broken down his charts a few times. He can really shoot the ball well from top of the key, top 2 spots, and in the center of the key. So this is a guy you could actually put in the dunker spot, have him start moving, coming off of screens, and hitting shots. This will really, really open up the defense and allow LeBron James to cut down the center, do his thing, either go to the bucket and score or kick it out to a shooter for them to knock it down. But let's talk about this. We've got these backcourt issues. We're small. We haven't even talked about, Lonnie Walker being in there. We haven't talked about Cole Swider possibly coming in for a, 3 spot. These are all things that are going to start working themselves out in training camp. I would imagine, just being brutally honest, out of the gate, even though I don't want to see it, Westbrook's going to get the start. He's at least got to be the leading candidate. Now, Darvin Ham says they're going into training camp and they're going to start battling for position. So here's what's going to happen in training camp. I will tell you from a true Hoopers experience what's going to go down. Number 1 is going to be the entrance phase and injuries, aches, and pains. You may not believe it, but trust me. You go all summer, you work on your shot, you do some scrimmages, you actually work on your conditioning, but there's nothing on planet Earth that gets you prepared for basketball, for those ups and downs, for the bumping, the grinding. And I'm telling you right now, even in college when you're young, 19, 20, 21, you leave each practice with some kind of small ailment. You're icing, the knees, your feet hurt like heck. They freaking are burnt up. Now, they're going to be doing some conditioning, and this is obviously something that can start bringing aches and pains. So I think first, right out of the gate, training camp, they're going to keep a lot of it hush-hush. They will be going into it a little easier, but you are going into a situation that you're not used to being off all summer. So you can work out as much as you want, but there's nothing like basketball shape. So I'm very interested to hear which one of these players, Anthony Davis, who says he's 100%, Kendrick Nunn, we're not quite sure if he's going to be playing, starting, whatever. We don't even know if he's 100% healthy. I hope he truly is. But some of these aches and pains and ailments could start rising up in training camp again. It happens every single year. Real quick, just to remind you guys, if you love this style of content and the Hooper's perspective, and if you're a Hooper yourself, then dunk that like button. Please go down there and hit that like button right now. The second thing that's going to start happening in training camp is the competitive grumblings. Now, in college, what happened was you had your core team, but then there was a lot of other kids trying to make the team, trying to get scholarships, trying to walk on. And this is actually why you get a lot of aches and pains, because there's so much competition going on for people trying to earn their spot that year that it really starts to put a stress and a toll on the body. So the competition, look, Darvin Ham already said it. These guys are going to go into training camp and they are going to compete for the starting spot. So if Russell Westbrook has the nod, you've got Schroder and you've got Patrick Beverly in your butt every single day, every single practice, not only trying to perfect their craft and be the player they are, but they want to start. When you're a true player, you want to start. That is your number 1 goal, unless you are just a bona fide role player and you're cool with it. I get it. When people lengthen out their careers that way, that's great. But these dudes are all dogs. They want to start. It means the world. Now, you can come off the bench, be a 6-man, as long as you're closing the game. That's something, but still, you talk to every 6-man out there, they'd probably rather just be a starting point guard or starting shooting guard or what have you. But it's going to start right away. And even you see, Russell Westbrook and you see Pat Bev and they're hugging and they're smiling. And I get it. If those two start together and that is the plan, they're going to be ride or die bros. I'm telling you right now, it's just how it goes. Whoever makes that starting run, whoever makes that starting 5, and they are together, they are ride or die, because now every practice you're together versus this team, right? And you will get the business from that second team. That second team wants to be the first team. So they never let these competitions and these training camps and these practices go lightly, because they're constantly fighting to get into that starting spot. So again, from a Hooper's perspective, from somebody who's played it his whole life, I'm telling you right now, this training camp could be one of the most exciting things that we watch, just because the anticipation of this Lakers backcourt. Last but not least, I just touched on it. This is the most important aspect if the Lakers are going to have any hope this year. Now, I think at this point, we're going into the season with what we got. There will be no more trades. In fact, Bogdanovich, I just got a notification. He just got traded to the Pistons for Kelly Olynyk and, well, some other younger dude. So obviously it's not for Kelly Olynyk. It's for a younger player named Saban Lee. Now, he is a player that's coming over from the Pistons in a very crowded backcourt, of younger players. So he wasn't going to get minutes. Utah probably sees him as a potential, great player. Obviously, if you're going to move off Bogdanovich and not get any draft picks, at least that's what ESPN says right now, no draft picks. You never know. So this is something the Lakers are going into this season, and the third component is the most important. This is when you start building the chemistry from day one. I'm telling you right now, this is when you become brothers. You go into training camp, it is a battle, it is competitive. Afterwards, you're going to be together, right? You got to start the communication process right now. You know you got to go into this season with a mentality of we can win this whole damn thing. We just got to be together. So training camp, look, it looks like it's just we'll go in, we'll get our shots, we'll do that. This is where the competition starts, and this is where the chemistry really needs to boil over, because last year, look, Westbrook couldn't shoot to save a lick. Anthony Davis couldn't shoot at all. This was really a chemistry issue. If you looked at those guys on the bench at timeouts when they were losing, they weren't even talking together. They were just sitting there looking around. That one time when LeBron was looking at the stat sheet and Westbrook kind of like kept peeking over like, oh my gosh. That's the kind of pressure you have, and it makes you fail as a basketball player. So in training camp right now, this is when the chemistry has to build, and you say, last year, water under the bridge. I don't even care about it. This year, this is the team we got. We got to be all in. And LeBron, you're the leader of the pack. You got to go in there and say, I don't care what happened last year. I don't care how many shots you missed. I know you're my dog. I know every one of you is my dog. Let's go get us a chip this year. Now, they are going to struggle out of the gate trying to get this backcourt if they're trying to do all these different rotations. That was a big killer last season too. They must have tried 4,072 different starting lineups. You'll never get chemistry that way. So somebody's got to go into this training camp and become a clear-cut leader, and they got to roll with this team. This is all brand new players. You got, LeBron and AD basically. Those are starting players coming back, and now you've got Westbrook, but you've got Schroder, you've got Beverly, you've got Nunn, you've got all of these dudes. And the chemistry and the starting five has got to start picking it up right now. And the second team, that is a team that can come off the bench, and they will be a ride or die together. They know when they come in, hey, we're not losing leads. We'll do whatever we got to do to make sure us, Los Angeles Lakers, we are winning and we are contending. I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective. If you haven't yet, please go down there and hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a video. And if you did miss this video, this is where I talk about the 3 biggest flaws that the Lakers have. It's crazy. If they don't fix these, they're going to have the worst season in Lakers history. So go watch that right now. And until the next video, homies, we'll catch you later.